Welcome to the WolfShadePodcast. I'm your host, WolfShade, aka Anthony Wren. I mean, you people know me. I am the person that do this podcast for about 37 episodes in now. We are on episode 37. Well, I'm very surprised we are 37 episodes in because I'm not used to bringing in a lot of cosplayers on this podcast as I've done before for seasons one and two. But let me introduce you to my guest, one of my good friends. She's a cosplayer, like one of the well renowned, in my opinion, at least. I mean, she just started cosplaying. She's doing all this. She do cosplay such as Maki, Makima from Chainsaw Man, Maki from Jujutsu Kaisen, a lot of other cosplays, like a very original and very detailed cosplay, in my opinion. So, welcome to the show, CosplayXBae.
You. It's good to be here and I'm excited.
Now the real question is, so I know that's your Instagram name, but what do you prefer people here to call you?
So I have right now it's like Ms. Asiriu, or I've heard it pronounced a lot of different ways, just as like the name in my bio, but I'm also going as Michelle or Mickey. So
Mhm.
any of those, or Cosplay XBae is also another one that people use, and I'm like, yeah, I mean that's what the username is. I'm cool with that.
Okay, I didn't think about the show part. Yeah, that's new. So like, cause with a funny thing, when I had my other cosplay friend, her name is Tsukiyomi on Instagram. And I was telling her because her name reminded me of freaking Naruto, and I can't like unsee that. And they always have like different names, and I just like, why the different names? Because like I don't cosplay myself. I mean, I just started like last year, no, 2 years ago, and I was like, yeah, it's fun. I just got to put like more originality into it. So
Yeah. And I will say,
you,
like, up until like a week ago, I was pretty much using my actual name and not my middle name. But like, people have pointed out how like it's good to have that separation because, like, I mean, cosplay is like an alter ego. So it's like, I am gonna put that in a separate box, you know, and
yeah,
just, it's like I'm Batman.
yeah, that makes sense. Oh, hold on, sit down, sit.
Already, what, 5 minutes in?
Yes, but yeah, in regards to cosplaying, everybody got like different of experience. Like, how long you've been cosplaying in general?
First cosplay I did was when I was in It was when I was in high school, and that was 2014, 2015. My first convention was Otakon. Hmm?
Junior or senior?
One more time, I'm sorry.
Junior high school or senior?
Oh, you had junior and senior high school?
I was a senior 2014.
2014. I graduated 2015.
Okay, so you graduated. You have to be, okay? So I can't call you a baby in this time.
Yeah, yeah, no. I'm a grown woman, okay? Ish. I don't
Hey, ain't
identify
nothing
as
wrong.
one, but
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. But you say your first con was Otakon, that was mine as well.
yeah. I mean, it was a great time. So the way that I got into it was I had watched anime when I was younger, like in elementary school. Of course, everybody's watching Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, all the good stuff.
Mm.
Funimation after school, I would be watching School Rumble, and that was like my stuff. Like I was like my first, I guess, if you classify that romance anime, I mean, the whole plot, yeah, pretty much is, but you have like aliens and like all this random weird stuff going on. And I was like, oh, this will hold my attention while I sit here for 30 minutes. But my first big anime where I did get into cosplaying was Attack on Titan. I
Mm.
started watching and reading that in high school. I guess it was my senior year. And I had a friend who was cosplaying and they cosplayed as Aaron. And they really liked the Aaron and Levi ship, personally not mine, but we would just go on Omegle as Aaron and Levi. And I did a Tumblr blog where there's one too many gifs of me as Levi doing things that maybe shouldn't be on the internet.
Hmm.
But I'll PG. I'll PG. And then after that, another friend of mine found out I cosplayed and was like, "Oh, let's get a room for Otakon. Let's go do this. I'll show you some of my friends." So I did Levi as all 3 days. It was an awesome experience, great community, met a lot of cool people, and I was like, "This is pretty cool."
Hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. And since like Otakon was your first con and it was mine as well, the 30th's coming up next year.
30th.
Hmm.
Oh,
The 30th anniversary. It's gonna be a big one, trust me.
really?
Because
Okay.
like I don't know if you're going, but like I'll be there because it'll be my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Damn, it'll be my 19th.
Wow. Are you saying next
Yeah.
year, like 2025?
Ooh, hold on. Right. But no, next year I mean this year will be his 30th because
Okay.
yeah, so
Exciting.
yeah, it's gonna be a good one though, because I didn't really think about it till just now, because like, I was going on and off like back from '05 with my pops at first and then kind of in the summer. So I was like, this is kind of like a routine thing that
Right.
I was going to. And then, cosplay, like I ran into a lot of cosplayers and stuff like that. Some I ran into almost every year. And I was just like, oh, okay. I feel old now. And this one cosplayer who I met, I think she still cosplays. I gotta remember her name. And she was like, "You were so small when I saw you." I was like, huh? What's wrong with me being small? And I was like, then I'm a grown man and I'm thinking about, I was like, yeah, never mind that question. But in regards to like cosplay going around, like what kind of, because I've been hearing like it's kinds of cosplays, like different kinds of cosplayers lately. Like what do you consider, like what kind of cosplay do you consider yourself?
Oof.
Okay.
This is my cat.
I'm sorry, I didn't plushie at first.
No, she just stopped by, so I had to pick her up. But gosh, I always consider myself like just really diverse and like not in any specific spot. Um, I definitely buy a lot of my cosplays and I'm trying to change that. But I I don't like Jeff Bezos, but I love Amazon when it has photos and reviews and people put like their height and weight and I'm like, all right, so I know exactly how this is gonna fit me.
Jeff Bezos on Amazon, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't like supporting the man who makes like, $30 million a second or whatever it is. But
it makes sense to be a diverse cosplayer and like have, different, varieties, different, um, different characters to cosplay animes and stuff from. Because like as of right now, I just got like three different characters, like Yuta, Mr. Hagane Zunka from Demon Slayer,
mhm,
and
the
just my
classic.
random character from Attack on Titan. Like Mr. Hagane Zunka, I didn't expect to get that much traction from Otakon last year because of that. Because I need to either fix the mask, because like I can see, but I can't see through that goddamn mask. Because every time somebody take a picture, they'd be like, "Can I take a picture?" I'm like, not realizing I'm going into character. So it'd be so funny and stuff, because I was talking about this one person with cosplay. I need to start remembering names, but because she always asks me like, what do I self-esteem doing in 10 years when it comes to cosplay? I mean, obviously cosplaying as my character, like with the mark and stuff on his face, that's like a goal of mine. But like, since you consider, cosplay a hobby, like what do you see yourself doing in 10 years in regards to cosplay? But I know you probably have like big goals in mind.
Too big, too cheap sometimes it feels. But I mean, I want to get there. I want to be, I mean, everybody would love to say they'd want to make it a full-time thing and run away from the world and not have to work a office job. Um, I would love to do that. I'm currently working with one of my friends on like creating our own kind of collective of artists of all kinds. So that's everything from like, fashion designers to musicians. So with that, I'd like to be learning how to design and actually make my own cosplays. I have bought a sewing machine. I've sewn two pieces of fabric together and it didn't look that good. So I do have some effort I need to put in there. But yeah, no, I'd like to be able to just look at a character, be like, I can't find any good version of this online pre-made for sale. So I'm just going to make it myself and I'm going to give it my own like little unique taste to it. And I think one of the cool things is like when Katsucon does their unofficial gala, how people take characters for inspiration and then just like, make a whole different design, but still based in those root characteristics. Like that is something that I think would be really cool. So that way I can be like, who I'm representing right now, but I'm individual in the way I'm doing it.
Yeah, because I was thinking about I was literally just talking to my boy Mecca about Katsukai because he was asking me what I was doing. Because I completely forgot that they had a Met Gala. I forgot about that
Hmm.
because like, I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do because like I'm probably gonna come in as Mr. Hagane Zunka and just like have the kimono on, not everything, but I'm thinking about it. But we'll see how this goes. But but yeah, I understand the term the terminatrix of like trying to become full time, trying to be, actually become like as a guest for like certain conventions too, because like I understand that and all that. So I understand where you're coming from because I remember so many times when I tried to like experience cosplay before, but I didn't like really experience like fully as I've done like last year and kind of like this
Yeah.
year. They'll always be like, I've had a few people say, you know, they hate my cosplay. Even when I had the mask on, I'm looking at them like,
So that they said they hate it.
listen, I the Demon Slayer, I love the anime and I love some fans in the fandom, but the fandom is so toxic sometimes. I've had people saying like, "Oh, they don't like my character because they want to mess with my Blue Tanjiro." I was like, "I'm just cosplaying the character. I'm an
Yeah.
African American and something else cosplaying as this character." Like
I'm a real
it,
person with feelings under this. Like,
like I was because like if I was saying because like if I wanted to chase you down, I would have done this by now. But nope, I didn't do that. And it's just like that goes along the lines with compliments. It goes along the lines with compliments and stuff too. And like I know if somebody told you, because these are questions people send me, by the way. If people told you, they loved your cosplay, like what would you do? Because I know when somebody told this to a friend of mine, she kind of was like, "No, I gotta up the ante of this cosplay to like make it better than that, have more people love it." Like, what would you react to that?
I mean, you're always going to be your biggest critic. Like, there might be things that you don't know I have planned out about this, or parts that it's just being held together by a thread. So that's going to be in my mind.
Mm.
But if somebody's going to compliment me, I'm going to take that. Like, I'm a Leo. I love the attention. And like, I do generally get shy. Like I'd probably be like, oh, thank you, or like, something like that. But depending on the character too, like, once you are cosplaying as someone, like if I'm Maki and somebody compliments me, or if I'm Power and I'm chaotic and someone compliments me, like I'm gonna be like, I know it. Like, yeah, thank you. Hype me up. Give me more. Like I'll
Yeah,
definitely take like compliments.
ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that because like I got so many, stuff in regards to art and stuff like that because from what you was telling me, I assume that you do art as well.
Mhm.
Thank you. Sorry. But hold on one second. Cause sit down. Thank you. So when it comes to that, I assume like what type of art do you do?
I am trying to do all the fandom stuff that would sell. So like re I started off as a horse girl, so I got really good at horse anatomy and I could draw like horses from any angle, like all that stuff. And I mean, that's a pretty complex creature to draw. So I feel like that kind of gave me a good start in the beginning of just like figuring out anatomy. Now I
Mhm.
like to draw people more, and one of my goals for within like the next 5 years would be that I think it would be really cool to be in the artist alley or even just have an online shop.
You can still technically do that for Otakon now. Wouldn't have to try. Yeah, I'm saying you can still technically do that for Otakon, so I wouldn't hurt to try that.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of things though, especially with bigger cons like Otakon, how like it's as soon as it's the end of the convention, all the artists are rushing over to kind of get their spots. So sometimes it's like hard to get in if they've already reserved it. And with bigger cons too, it's kind of like you have to get grandfathered in or you have to like know somebody.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, but I'm looking to pull up. This is something I was doing on Procreate that I'm still
And
working
I
on,
just
and let me everybody's
so,
favorite man.
so this is the one question I meant to ask. When is you gonna tell me this? So what?
That I art.
Yeah, because you see what I be doing. When was you gonna tell me this?
I'm bad at keeping it up is the problem.
Oh man, you shouldn't have showed me that because I got so much that I could just send you and be like, "How much your commissions? Cause I need this, do design by this. I don't care
Mm.
how long it takes."
Oh, oh, that's dangerous to say.
Listen, if you seen the thing that I put on Instagram, no, you liked it. If you seen the thing I put on Instagram, that took me 6 months because
Mm.
I was too busy working on my other chapter. So if you telling me that I'm not patient, trust me, it's a different ball game because I'm because like I'm trying to get more art done of my character, my Metsoka, who I literally just brought back 2 years ago. Because like
Mm.
I'm like doing a lot of JJK reference because the next thing I'm trying to do is like the segment where Itadori is standing over Mahito. I'm trying to do that
Mm.
specific, segment. And now that you told me this, oh man. Now, if somebody were to ask you for commission, how much do you usually charge for people that's listening literally right now?
I'm very bad at that. I am usually too in my shell to like put my foot down and set a price. So I'll tell people I do donations. And then because I'm not motivated by a big price tag there, I don't get it done. So like I have had people for like, outside of the cosplay community or like the anime community, I've done like album covers or like logos or stuff like that. And it will take me a very long time because we never set a price in the first point. But
Mhm.
yeah, that is all still very early on in the drafting stages there.
Yeah. Good point. Hmm. I think it makes sense and stuff like that because I would say because like the idea needs to be designed first before things get finalized. That's how I usually work on things. And for me, like I said, I really don't care how long you take because obviously things come up too. But if get certain things done by a specific time and then like something comes up for me, I will let you know that. I'd be like, just keep this on the back burner for me. And then if I just randomly send you how much it ever is cost, then I just be like, yeah, just send it to me whenever you can. Like, so for me, I'm not really in a rush for that. So, hey, you shouldn't have told me you done art. So sorry,
Talk about
because
that. About that. Don't
I'm
worry.
a I'm a bug the heck out of you. You shouldn't have told me
Yeah.
this.
I
Um,
mean, I draw stick figures. I can't draw.
after dude's getting his head smashed in. So yeah, I know. Yeah. So now I know a lot of people that like to do their homemade cosplays. Obviously, you still, getting experience in that. And, I know people that bought commission cosplays. Like, what are you like? Are you more of a homemade or a commission type of person?
If I had the money, I would be commission 100%. I recently reached out to someone just to get a quote and a sense of like, what the market is, because there is one girl who I cannot remember her name for the life of me, but she is a cosplay, like she's a costume designer as her like day job. So she
Mhm.
made this beautiful May dress, and I was like, I want exactly that. Like,
So if I need a dental mask, she can do that for me.
mm,
So if I
I'm
need
not sure because props are like different, like fabric and like other stuff.
a dental mask, it's just so simple. Like I just need to see and be able to breathe. That is all I need. Because like if she can do that, she's the MVP. So I guess it makes sense more with the commission thing and stuff like that. And obviously you know about the debate between like, Western and Asian, you know, the like debate of Western slash Asian should cosplay. Like I think it's pointless because I'm a believer in anybody should cosplay. Because
Mhm.
I'm a African American dude that for some reason a friend of mine told me I got that Utah Katsu mindset because I focus way more positive things. I'm just like, damn, okay. But anyway, like, I just love the character. Like, there's nothing wrong with cosplay the character because like I've noticed a lot of cosplayers that's been cosplaying certain characters. What is the anime's character? Brown, Asian, white, Indian. Like a lot of cosplayers like cosplaying that character, and they will get shitting on for that. Like, what's your thoughts on that? Because I think it's pointless.
Like, you're right. Anybody should be able to do whatever the heck they want. Like, I definitely starting off like in the 2015s on Tumblr, seeing cosplayers saw a lot of that hate where they were like, "Oh, you have to be Asian or you have to like very much whitewashing any character in the world." Like
Yeah.
it was not good. Or like, people putting people in boxes where they're like, "Oh, if you're African American, you can only do this character." And it's like that is so freaking stupid. Like
Yeah,
cosplay is about doing whatever you want and being creative and expressing yourself. And that goes beyond any physical attributes of a person. Like,
yeah,
I started off cosplaying like all boys. I did John from Attack on Titan, I did Aaron from Attack on Titan, I did Levi, like,
yeah.
and nobody's gonna be like, you can't do that, you're a girl. Like that, it's stupid to tell somebody what they can and can't do when they're just doing something to express themselves and make them happy.
Yep. I understand that fact fully because I am just like, okay, like, why is this type of mindset? Why is this type of thing just like, you know, lingering in cosplayers? It's just like, okay. Because like I have met my fair share of cosplay that just be like, oh, I'm better than this person. And I just look at them like, oh, hell if I say something rude. Because like you know me, it just takes that one instance to set me off. And I'm just like,
Hmm.
I've been working on that lately. But
See the
it's just
face
like,
change.
yeah, like it's just like the moment is just like, okay, what is gonna have to give for these type of cosplays to not exist, even though is going to exist regardless. Cause I just can't stand those type of people because I'm like, okay, like why can't people have fun, do what they need to do? Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like,
Mm.
there's nothing wrong with that at all. And that kind of just we already talked about that question. Like you have a current cosplay that's kind of like your favorite at the moment.
Oh gosh.
Obviously, Mikey.
Maki's up there. There's so many changes I want to do to that though. I actually just got like the full outfit from Amazon, and there's some changes I need to make to the emblem kind of pins for the cape that comes with the full costume, and I still need to work on the wig, but like that is a fun one. I would say
Uh,
power. Hmm,
oh yeah, power. Oh, I was gonna say you need to
power
get the
is my
sword
favorite.
too.
Oh yes, yes. I mean,
I think I seen that on Amazon, the cursed sword from JJK. I think I seen it. That's real.
that's real.
Yes, and I got a whole plethora of them. Dang it. Okay. Ah, I didn't think I was the only one. Cool. Now, power and another iteration of Maki.
Mm, yeah. And but like power, were you were there at the March party, right?
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that was I wore power out to that one. Forgive me, it was a long time ago, so I don't remember if we interacted or not, but I was a complete menace. Like
we interacted because I was. How many shots was I in?
I was a few Long Island iced teas deep.
Yeah, I was 52, and yeah, I'm from Vegas, so I can't really get drunk easily. But we'll discuss that later. Yeah, I was there because I remember because I think you were the only power there. I
Hmm.
kept bumping into you. I was like, I was like, so what's gonna happen? I'm gonna get kissed by him, and then be like, you know, I'm going with
Bro.
this. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. So I was just like, oh boy, because I think it was one Himino cosplayer there. So I'm like, okay, but when it comes to cosplay, like, what was the most expensive one that you had to do?
Oh, let me see on my rack what I have here. Daki was a
Who's that?
pricey one.
Demon Slayer Donkey?
Yes.
Okay, so good.
I would say the whole outfit for her, ironic because it covers the least amount of skin, was probably the most expensive. And then I used a wig that I already had from when I was cosplaying Black Cat, which if we
Oh,
add up the amount of money that I've spent on a single cosplay, it would be Black Cat because like, I've bought one outfit, it ripped on me. I bought another one, it was too small. Like the amount of times that I've bought stuff to make that cosplay, Black Cat from the Marvel Universe of Spider-Man would probably be the most expensive. But for a singular cosplay, it would have been the Docky one.
I feel like Black Cat is so simple though, but I guess when you add on all this stuff
Yeah.
to it,
It's so it's the main part is like the base suit. So like finding like a nice latex suit that is going to be tall enough to fit my body is what has been my struggle.
okay, but I was gonna say if you was gonna do the Web of Shadows Black Cat with the symbiote one, oh yeah, I understand why that's a
Hmm.
struggle. Cause I've actually had a friend who did the symbiote Black Cat for Web of Shadows, and then I haven't played the game since 2008. So I was like, okay, what does she look like? And I looked, I was like, say no
He
more.
said,
I was like,
oops.
say no more. So I got my pens, my scalpel. I was like, hmm. And then like I'm looking at her. I was like, look, I'm not trying to look at you weirdly. I'm just trying to figure out how to proportion this thing. So she was like, and she was like, I was like, you know what, to make this less weird for you, just give me your dress sizes. Like this will help me out a lot. The moment
Okay.
the moment she did anyway, she was like, I feel weird giving you this information. I'm like, I'm helping you out for free. Usually, usually when I do this type of thing, I would charge at least two to like one 30 to two to well no, I'm lying. Usually 300, but like since I know the person, just 100.
Right.
So it's just like okay. So if it's like things like that you need like design drawing wise or just need design like yeah, I'm probably only gonna charge you like 20. That's pretty much it. Because obviously you know me and you know the type of person I am. So I wish you did. I wish you did in that first, honestly. So what was
Um,
like the you know the reason why I'm saying that. But so like what's the least expensive cosplay that you've ever bought?
that would probably be power. Because I mean, I already have a white button-up shirt. I already have black pants. I really only got the wig for that.
Yeah, that makes sense because I didn't think power is that simple. Because like with the Utah joint, it really ain't costing that much, like 46. Like my range has been in between the 50s and the 40s so far. Like if I can maintain in between that, because like if I'm trying to get like an official Deadpool mask,
Mm,
I know that thing's gonna cost me at least 200, which I'm not
yeah,
complaining, but it's like I know it's gonna cost me at least that. And I already
paying for
asked you.
quality.
Yeah, that is true. And I already asked you what's your pet peeve. No, I didn't. I already asked you what's your favorite cosplay project. What's this one? Okay. I know every
The glasses come
cosplay
off.
has a. I know every cosplay. I know every cosplay has a pet peeve. Mine's is personal space.
Hmm.
Mine's personal space, and mine's is like keep like your hands to yourself because like when I meet people and stuff like that, obviously when I'm in mahogany, it's a good cosplay. There's nothing wrong with coming in for a picture. Like, there's nothing wrong coming in for a hug. Cause my crazy ass is a hugger like that. And then cause I will never forget this. Right. So this one girl wanted to take a picture with me. She hugged me, and when I was trying to hug her back, she was like, "No, I don't like hugs." And
Why are you coming up?
I was like, "You hugging me, but I can't hug you back for the picture." But I was like, "Nope, nope, don't think about it." Because as a comedian, I let my mind rampant with stupid stuff to say, but I didn't want to do that to her. So
Hmm.
I know every cosplay has a pet peeve, and we might have talked about this with like what is your main few pet peeves?
I would say it pretty much in the sphere of personal space, like just respecting me as a person. So I've definitely had people, there was one convention, this is like something I always bring up. I was dressed up as Misa from Death Note, and I had a very short dress on. And this random dude comes up, records from like the feet up, and then just walks away. I was like at least ask first and don't do it in that creepy way. And then I mean when I've done like other cosplays that are revealing, there are a few cons that I've gone to them by myself and I'm fine and I'm just chilling. But like if I'm with my friends and I get stopped for one photo and then other people just keep coming up, like I'm trying to move from location to location and I can't because people are like just coming up and like taking photos just because like the first person asked for a photo and everybody else is like, oh, they're stopped, I'm gonna do it now. And it's like I still want to enjoy myself at this convention. Like,
It's no telling what different ball games you're probably gonna put off all the cons. So yeah, I'd be there. So yeah, because like I understand that and stuff like that. Because I don't know what's up with these creepy PSA dudes. Because I've I've like I understand like if certain cosplayers don't notice them off the bat, but like as a dude who has to be mindful of certain things, they're just way easy to notice these days.
mhm.
And those type of instances happen so many times at MagFest that I was saying to myself, I'm praying it doesn't happen at concert, but knowing me, it's gonna happen. It's just like it's like I'm the one that will always make a scene and just be like, got him right here. You better kick him out before I get kicked out, one or the other. So yeah, it's just like I've had so many instances where, people, like what I'm doing because of that, don't like what I'm doing because of that. I'm like, I don't give a fuck if you don't like me or not. So like I'm the type of person to like to not care if you don't like me or not, because I got way too much stuff to do in my life.
Life is short. Be bold. Be blunt. I don't like you because you're weird. Like and let's move on from that.
Yeah,
Or not even
so
like because you're weird. Because like you know, I feel like you and I have the same word. Like it doesn't take a.
take set you off.
It's like just be a decent person and I'm not gonna hate you. Like,
No, it's like it's crazy how we the same because of that. Because like it takes only a monocle of a second to set me off. Because like when listen, like the funny thing, I love my boys Silver from Anime Lines, shout out to Anime Lines. I love them to death. They are like a family to me. But I remember one time, also random topic. That was my glass. I'll clean it up. I knew that was gonna happen. But
anything can happen on live TV.
yep. I forgot to give this to you last time because it was a Gojo plushie. I forgot to give this to you. So you did mention that. So I was like, I'll bring it to the thing on Saturday so I can get that to you. But but when it comes to that, I'm just picking up this glass real quick. That's a hilarious moment. But in regards to that, if you could cosplay like anywhere in the world, where it was like Japan, Korea, South Korea, no North, South Korea, China, like where any places like that you have a goal in mind of like, plan like just wanted to go for a reason.
I cannot remember the name of it, but I think it's like an island in Spain. Um,
I think I know what
gosh,
you're talking about.
it was they did Star Wars there though. When they had to go to the island
Oh,
and lay low, and like Anakin's chilling out there with his little lady who's not so little because she's older than him. But it's a beautiful island, and I would love to do like a Star Wars cosplay there. I would like to do a lot of like winter ones. Like I
mhm.
think especially like that scene with Yuji and Mahito, like that kind of like or like even like the beginning of Demon Slayer, like the way that winter can bring like the characteristic to the shot or like, the vibe. Like I think going anywhere where it's like, nice and cold and snowy and like naturey would add like that kind of like I'm in a story right now, like feeling to like the photos.
I told one friend, because I got one friend with long hair, and this bastard looks smack like him. I was like, I just want to do this one scene. He was like, "You think I'm gonna get on my knees just to see you bow over me like that?" I was like, "Yeah, it's just,
It's
it's just, it's just one scene, man. If you can let me say the speech too, it's just one scene." He was like, "Nah, man, I'm not getting on my knees because you a huge JJK. I mean JJK love." I was like, "But you a huge Demon Slayer love." He was like, "That's not the point." I was like, "That kind of is the point. Like, you ain't gonna do that to me." I just, I never understand that. But
I gotta offer him money before you ask him to be on his knees.
exactly, yeah. I mean, the funny thing I did, that's the problem. Because, like, we already talked about your first convention, which was Otakon. The next convention is Katsu.
Which it's gonna be my first Katsucon too.
Huh?
It's gonna be my first Katsucon. And MagFest was my first MagFest. That was my first convention that wasn't Otakon.
Dang, this would be.
We get it. You're a nerd.
Listen. I be letting know these things about things I've been going since I was a kid. I was like, so we've been going here every year, and you never bothered to tell me one bit. But yeah, I guess I'm up there. I don't want to be up there because like I mean I kind of do, but it's just like for Otacon's gonna be in DC for a good minute. So
Hmm.
it's like okay, because you got Otakon, AwesomeCon. Like I'm always going to AwesomeCon and stuff like that. So it's just like okay, what's next? Like what is next? Do I got to do? And it kind of like brings above all to the next question because I want to think if I want to keep the glass shattering in this or just cut it out, which I'll probably keep it in.
I'll keep it in.
Yeah, but it's like, what is your favorite? What is your favorite part of putting on your costume? Okay, what is your favorite part of just like cosplaying that character in general? I think that make more sense.
In that moment, I mean, obviously I'm still myself, but in that moment, I'm like not myself. Like, I get to be like an actor in a way.
Mm, yeah,
But if we're going to like literal, actual putting it on, I would say the wig cap.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like I try to. For some reason, it's just like if I cosplay a character, I just don't like wigs for some reason. It's like,
No,
okay,
I'll
I love the
usually lift my
character.
wig off.
It's like I love the character, but I could do a way better iteration of that myself.
Hmm.
Cause like, cause like when I did Utah, I was like, okay, I don't got the Utah wig, and I know goddamn well I'm not gonna look good at it. So let me just kind of do my own iteration of that. So which was pretty cool. Cause like in cosplay, for me, obviously the least favorite part of me is just like taking off the whole thing when you've been wearing it for so long. That's the least
Yeah.
part of cosplay for me. Like, do you have a least favorite?
The outfits that are uncomfortable. So I don't think I have many that I can point to and say, I hate this. But back when I was doing Attack on Titan, those straps, like trying to sit down and get up from sitting on the ground and like figure out where everything goes. And like this one just barely makes it to that hole. So I can only lift my arms like this high. Like being restrained in cosplays is fairly annoying. Um, but then on the other hand, things like my Shinobu or like any of like the Demon Slayer, like, and I still need to get like an actual Jujutsu Kaisen like uniform for any of the ones I do. But like those, like anything where you're just like freely able to move around, that's like the best. And anything opposite of that is like, I want to die. Like I
Yeah,
just want to sit here and eat my pizza and I can't because I can't lift my arm up to my face.
yeah, that's how the freaking Deadpool costumes are. But luckily, it's a zipper the fact that I could get out of. But I'm like, nah, I can't do this because like no, because it's like you're gonna be wearing that costume for so freaking long. What it is like all day if you at the convention all day or for a few hours, and then going back and forth home to change to a different cosplay to go to parties and stuff like that. Like, no, I can't. I can't do it.
For for your Deadpool, do you have the gloves as separate things or are they like all part?
So, so, so I got the gloves that's separate because I wanted to get the gloves that was on the costume. I was like, nah, this is gonna be way too complicated. So I just got the
Mhm.
gloves. I forgot the gloves that he had on. They had like the little saying on it. I got those, and then I just started finding similar gloves like that. I was like, huh, and kind of like mix it up a little bit because a goal of mine is like to have like my own Deadpool costume, like in a different color palette and something different. And it's just like obviously with the mask, I can just randomize and do whatever I want with that. Like I could just have this on right now and then like have the mask on because like I want to just randomize and like do whatever I want with that. And then with that, I remember oh shoot, I remember me and the boys,
And
we
the
was trying to like
glasses?
yeah, I need to pick up my new ones anyway. But with me and the boys, we was trying to like do like a maid Deadpool group. The only
Okay.
problem with that is like the maid costumes that we found is just like it's certain ways we can get in and out of it. It's just like I was like I gotta have something on underneath it because like I don't want my legs to be showing if I'm gonna wear a maid costume with you bastards.
You gotta get the
So
fishnets.
that would be wrong. We come out the blue and ask you for fishnets because I no, that is not gonna work. Because like actually, I'm not gonna lie. I for one cosplay last year, Otakon, I did kind of like mix it up like Deadpool wise a little bit in the make costume, and then I was like, okay, this ain't gonna fit. And then a friend of mine, she just like, hey, try on the fishnets, and I hate that the fishnets consumes my thighs for no reason. I hate that. It's
Did they make
weird.
them look good?
Yeah. Yes, 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 it did. And I'm just gonna do that out of comedic purposes. It's just like, no, it's just like that's like I've had friends that's like I have like a bunch of female friends that do like Yaoi or Yuri cosplay, like which is nothing wrong with that as well. And they was asking me, they was like, how far are you willing to go in the character while in cosplay? I was like, well, somebody asked me that last year. I was like, well, if you see me in Mahogany Zunga cosplay, yeah, you know how far I will go in the character. Because I took so many pictures with people. It was just like I was just like point at them, and then like I remember I did one video where I was just like, and then I would just do this and like chase people and stuff. It was actually pretty funny. So I would go into character for it. It's just like I wouldn't go into character to the point where it would kick me out of the convention because I remember I
Mhm.
chased after somebody and I kind of like I remember I think it was in front of the English dub person that did the voice of Miss Hagane Zunka for Demon Slayer. And I don't know what happened, but like I jumped a few feet, which I have not done in like 10 years. And I was, because like she hit the floor. I was like, oh boy, please tell me she didn't hit her face. And she was like, nope, I'm good. I was like, oh, thank God. Yeah. And then a friend of mine whom cosplayed as Sakura for Otakon, I was like, you want me to chase her knowing that if you break his swords, he's gonna be stronger than Sakura. Like it'd be so many funny moments. Like last year for Otakon, I can't even like think of, but like somebody like brought my attention because like they was wanting me to wear like contacts for that specific character. I was like, nah, fuck that. I don't do contacts. It's like I don't know how painful they are for you, but like I can't do it for me.
Never done like color contacts for cosplays, but I do contacts every day because I'm blind as a bat.
I'm wearing glasses. I understand that. And and kind of really is no point in me asking that because there's no point in me asking how do you save money for cosplays. We really can't really don't save money for cosplays. It just happens because like you just buy like the simplest parts that don't cost less, and I guess that counts as saving money, but we really don't. But yeah, so when do you find yourself cosplaying? Like, is it just for something that you stick with for conventions and events only, or you sometimes you just cosplay for the fun of it?
Every now and then I will for the fun of it. I would say that was something more of when I was in high school. I did two Otakons and then I stopped cosplaying for a few years, pretty much like the entire time I was in college, because, your friend group all leaves high school and moves to different parts of the country and then they're not coming back and
Mm-hmm.
you don't really have like that same love for it. But after COVID, I started doing it like, just like in my room. Like I was like, I'm gonna get some cosplays. And then I was like, oh, I got rid of all my Attack on Titan stuff. So there's some things that I had to replace there. Um, but it's not as much as like I would say the cosplay parties that we do, that has been the best thing in the world because I was really just doing it at conventions or just like, if I was doing a random makeup test and finding this community just from like, an Instagram ad would it's amazing. Like I'm like, I get to cosplay like every month now. Like I get to go out and there's other people cosplaying and we're all just having a fun time. And sometimes there's a stripper pole, like, it's awesome. So definitely it's like a very community-based thing. Um, yeah, I would say recently there hasn't been as many times where I'm just like doing it at home unless it's like testing stuff out before, going to go do it out in the world.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense because like when I was talking about anime lines beforehand, it was just like I really wasn't that open in the community like that because like I don't, you know, I just go around do my own thing, and then when I heard about this community, I was like, okay, cool, and then that's how I kind of like branch myself to do different things and better things and stuff like that. So I'm like, cool, this is the type of community, and then that's how I met Kanoa the DJ, Nam, the CFO, Anime Alliance, Silver. Those are my guys right there, and that's how I met. You and a bunch of other people that we know and all that. So I was like, yeah, I'm very grateful to this community. Some of them can't stand when I do the work from time to time, but fuck it, I got no choice. Yeah,
Yeah, no, that's literally how I met everyone. Like, I knew no one before.
yeah,
And now it's like, oh, you from last time. Or like, let's take a photo. Like, you're always taking the selfies, first of all.
definitely. Look. I am always doing that, but I just be like, hey, come in, and then like I'd be like, people don't have to come in for the selfies and stuff like that because like I want to take more of like professional pictures and stuff like that because like I want to like because I'm trying to like get a photographer friend of mine because like I want to start doing like my origin of Shogun type of like selling point because obviously I want to do different photo shoots like whatever it's like a origin of Shogun, Jujutsu Kaisen crossover and stuff like that, or it's like no, I want to get the promotion and stuff started, but like I need more promotional shots and stuff like that because obviously I don't know a lot of like makeup artists and stuff like that. Like I know a lot of artists in general, and then now that I know that you've done art, which you shouldn't have told me, but like I said, it happens. But you know, I is gonna try to get myself into like more of that more and professional shots. I need to figure out who I can talk to about that. But I do need more of those. But like, just like doing that in general, it's just like if we're gonna have a good time, like I'm gonna make sure we at least have a good time at least. Obviously things happen, which obviously things happen, which since this year started, I don't know, you know, much of besides, certain things.
Hmm.
Um, besides like, certain things. Don't, don't. Mm-mm.
I'm not saying anything. I will say I've met some awesome people through this community.
No, same here. And it's like, I always meet awesome people too. Like I said, obviously you as well. And I'm trying to make this year like good and stuff like that. Like have more
Right.
fun, like have more fun. Um, like have more fun. Yeah, just have more fun and then like not like other stuff, like, you know, but obviously we're gonna like, have fun, like we're gonna do what we gotta do and just like, have fun in general. And okay. Here's another thing, because like, I mean, obviously we at the hotels where we do like photo shoots and stuff too. Like, is there any place where you done like sceneries for photo shoots and stuff, or it's just been like at the events or parties we normally do?
Something I don't like.
No. Like, was there any sceneries that you've done like, cosplay photo shoots besides like at the hotels and stuff, or it's just been at the hotels or events that we always go to?
It's pretty much always at the hotels or events. I think the only one I can think of is there was one time back in like my first arc of cosplaying that myself and my Aaron cosplayer went out there and we did John and Aaron and we just
Mhm.
took like random photos in the woods and put that on Tumblr and got like 5 notes. I would like to do more of that, but I just haven't gotten to that point because it's so cold outside and I'm busy all the time. Work.
Yeah, it's understandable with
Mm.
it's understandable with the busy point because like I'm in the process of right now, and I didn't think this was possible because like I got one friend because like I told him I was like, you should do the because like he suffers from a lot of things with his spine, right?
Mhm.
And it just gave me the idea. I was like, I'm not being funny right now, but why don't you cosplay the Founding Titan?
Mm.
Like, and I'm not saying this because your spine is out in the open on your back like that, but it's like I'm just putting it out there. He was like, that was the goal. So like right now, I kind of like got the mask and stuff done because like the mask is easy. So like he was like, how would you do the mask? I was like, simple, just gotta draw the markings and stuff on your lips and like plaster the stuff, whatever stuff you use doing that. So it ain't that easy. So because I told one person, I was like, I've not seen an Aaron Founding Titan cosplay yet. Not my point. I never seen it. But
Mhm.
whoever does that, hats off to them because y'all gutsy for that.
Yeah.
Like I did meet one Mikasa cosplay that had Aaron's head in his hand. That kind of threw me off. I was like, and the funny thing, I just like I was just joking around because like we kind of made this little thing. And she knew I was joking. I just took it from her and kind of just put on his head like this. And then when somebody saw that photo, they started making art of that. And I'm like, you can have it back now. Cause I remember one time I had it like in my room and the thing always creeped me out when
I'm
I
sure it would. Yeah.
so I was like, okay, let me turn you around. I think the thing was Honda because every time I turned around, it was literally right there. And I was like, nope, I can't have you. I can't have you into. I can't have you in my house anymore. And the other purpose of this whole thing, because like obviously, it's people out there that want to get into cosplay as well. Obviously, you receive advice from a lot of other people and all this other stuff. and all this other stuff. So like, what advice would you give the people? I mean, it could be the same advice people gave you before, but what advice would you give the people that will, want to go into cosplay and all that?
Just do it. Or however Shia LaBeouf does it in that video. Like, just do it. Like, if it's something that you're interested in exploring, like, even if you're not at that point where you're like, oh my God, I love this, I'm obsessed, like, just, feel it out. And there's plenty of different resources. Like I said, I use Amazon a lot. There's like Doki Doki Cosplay. There's so many different places. Even if you go to a convention, sometimes you can find pieces there. Like I know usually they'll have Demon Slayer robes.
Mhm,
I would say to try and find your local communities
mhm,
because if you're in a city, chances are you do have one. Like I know DC, we have a few things going on. New York, there's a few that I've seen events for advertised just on my Instagram that are like all the way out in Texas. Like there are those communities of people who are like, I like cosplay and I don't want it to be like just one weekend out of the year. And if
mhm.
there are any, like, put your foot in the cosplay community. Once you get in there, like, establish a group to find your people and have them come to you.
Okay. Well, that's some very good advice and all that too. And yeah, questionable questions. There's like 15 different questions I'm not asking. So no. Um, so like, what kind of content do you prefer, like videos or just photography?
I was like obsessed with cosplay AMVs back in the day. And I was like, I always like just want like a videographer to come up to me and be like, "Oh my God, your cosplay is so cool. Like, can I get it?" Like, you know, a photo is cool, but like a video like captures like that moment too. So like watching all these compilations of like, every cosplay from Otakon that's standing out, like puts you in Otakon a little bit more than just seeing that photo. But I mean, photos you can pose, you can like, edit them to make them not feel like it was like, oh, I'm just a person at a convention. Like, it's like an actual like portrait of your character that you're cosplaying. So I think there's like a lot of good things to both of them. And then of course with videos, reels, memes, TikToks, any of that stuff, freaking hilarious. I love it. All the people who are doing like the toothless dance,
Yeah.
like I love shit like that.
I am this old when I completely forgot what an AMV was. And I was like, oh, because like I haven't like seen, because like I know somebody in the anime lines do AMVs almost all the time. Love that dude to death. Um, he always do AMVs. And I was like, damn, man, you make me feel old for real. Because like, I haven't heard AMV since like 2006. So I'm just like, okay, cool. And
Well,
like
I
when it
guess actually AMVs, would that be cosplay videos or would that just be like because I know like when they do conventions, AMVs are like like literally people taking clips from animes.
So like it could be both, honestly, because like back in the day, it was just like highlights from different animes and stuff like that when certain things was at its height back then. So it's I mean, I would say it's still at its height now, but it's just like, what is I would say that is certain height now, but it's like, you know, what what can be done for like the newer generation and stuff like that. Man, it's just like that goes along the lines of like, like obviously these are memories, right? Like that obviously you can think of like what was the best memory you had while in cosplay, right? It could be like those. Or it can be like or you can be like cute, mature characters. Like that's how AMBs are. Violent or non-violent. Or like a favorite prop that you've made. Swords? No swords. That's how like AMVs are. And these were kind of questions that I was thinking. So, but but yeah, And then, because like I was talking to my friend of mine about this the other day, because we was talking about being a perfectionist in this community or just talk about accuracy, right? Like pinpoint accuracy. Because like for me, I'm willing to sacrifice accuracy for cosplay just to not do it anymore. Because you're gonna have cosplays that you're gonna work on for so long, but you can't get that specific part. What about you?
That is me with the Black Cat cosplay. It's always, I'm not happy where it is right now. I always want to change it. But at the same time, I don't want it to be completely true to the character when I'm thinking about the vision in my mind. Like, if I put her in like some like demonias or something, like I think that would be a cool look. Like, but yeah, it doesn't, I'll always be like a little bit of a perfectionist at heart, but like if I know and I set the expectation for myself that I'm not aiming to be exactly 100% the same, like I feel like having that space to be more creative definitely makes it more fun. Like just, letting loose a little bit with it.
Yeah, people say I'm crazy for that, but hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. All right. How many conventions you been to overall? If you remember that number.
We did. Are we counting ones that are like might have been like a 1 or 2 day thing on a college campus?
It could be that. Talking about in total.
Otakon 2014, Otakon 2015, TigerCon 2015, Otakon 2021, Otakon 2022, Otakon 2023, MagFest 2024. So I think what was that, 8?
Okay.
I should have done that.
I'm very sorry for this. Okay. Otakon
Gotta
2005, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 2020 didn't happen. 2021, 2022, 2023. Damn. Okay.
That's
So that's
so fun.
19. That's 19. Katsucon 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Do you need a pen and paper right now?
No, because I got it right here, actually. So yeah, let's just say about 198.
What damn. I mean, gosh
Yeah,
darn.
it's listen, this is uncensored, so you can say whatever you want.
Okay. I
Yeah,
try to censor myself in advance.
yeah, you don't have to because I know that's hard doing that. Because like you always say that to me. You always say that to me every time you see me, and I look at you like, really?
I used to be a teacher, okay? It's built in my system. Like I used to be a camp counselor. Like, I like to be respectful of keeping the dirty potty mouth language away. Sometimes.
I was gonna say, don't even do it.
Sometimes.
When it comes to me, if you're nice to me, I'm nice to you. But the moment you set me off, it's a different ballgame. Stop biting them. Anyway, but yeah, like I still got to work on that. Obviously, we know because we'll talk about it after this. But it's like I can't like with certain people because like I have people that have a problem with me now for doing the worm. I'm like, okay, okay. I was like, because like a lot of people have not done the worm since like late '90s, early 2000s. So I was like, what's wrong with the move? Yeah, people don't like that. That's like, oh, okay, thank you. Um, that's like just making sure like if every cosplay is gonna be good and everything, if you get what I mean. It's like not everything's gonna be perfect because like I don't like being a perfectionist. And I most definitely know I get that from you. Because I try not
Takes a
to. I was
lot
like,
out of you though.
I wanted to not get this from you, but I was like, nah, it's too late for this. But that's all the questions I got for today because we went through 42 questions in the span of an hour. That's mildly surprising.
Yeah,
Because
that's a solid amount.
usually we would usually I'd probably doubt the number 42, but that's what it feels like. because like usually it would just go off branching and stuff like that, just
Right.
branching the different topics and stuff, which happens. But I'm a I'm gonna cut some stuff out of this stuff. But but thank you for joining me on the episode of this podcast. Like, thank you for everybody that's been paying attention to episode 37. Pay attention to episode 38 and 39 coming out. And obviously, we got more guest announcement. This CosplayXBae. We got to give you the we got to give you the I don't know what the hell this is, but like we got to give you the
The
applause and everything.
praise.
And yeah, we got to give you the praise. And everybody, stay tuned to the next episode.
It was a fun time. Thanks for having me.
No problem.